are here for another episode of Sports Talk Unfiltered, where we have Kingdom Sports Talk with a Kingdom twist. And that twist is at the end, we'll have a last word by one of our guests. And so, man, we got a lot to get to tonight. We had a busy week this weekend. And so we got a lot we want to get to and get going, but we want everybody to say hi. Y'all go ahead and wave over there to our fans.
What's going on, Pete?
Good evening, fam.
What's going on, Elliot? You okay?
Doing great.
Good. We started off, man, last night, that Monday night game last night. Man, it was a doozy. When you look at what happened between the Colts and the Ravens, it was one of the greatest performances John Harbaugh said that he's ever seen. And you look at it, it was even more than unusual. The Baltimore Ravens needed Lamar Jackson to do pretty much everything as they tried to climb out of a second half hole. Man, they did everything. That boy balled out on last night. Jackson threw for 442 yards, a career high. He had 4 touchdowns, including a pair of short TD passes to Mark Andrews in the fourth quarter as the Ravens rallied from a 25-9 deficit. Man, so let's get right into it. We're talking about that Monday night game. What I want to know is, did Lamar Jackson just play himself into MVP consideration? Howard?
Yes. If you ask me, because what he's doing with a team that really has, I think, about 8 or 9 players that's hurt, especially their running backs. What he's doing with that team, now he almost cost them too, but we'll talk about it another time. But what he's doing with that team, with the ability of what he has in the pass and the run, he showed me something last night. A lot of people might get disgusted, get aggravated, but that boy just kept coming, man. He kept coming like a true champion. He showed me that from the time that they drafted him, for the people that said he wasn't going to be Jack, they say they weren't going to be anything. But anyway, he showed me he already been MVP once. Am I correct? Did he win MVP once? He already been there once. I don't know if he'll get it again this year because it's been like the quarterback sensation this year for some odd reason. It's a lot of quarterbacks that's got a lot of talk for the MVP. But last night, that dude, man, I'm proud of him. I'm happy for him. I'm not a Raven fan. I'm excited about what he has done with that team, and I'm excited that he's beginning to make the naysayers shut on up. That's what I'm happy about.
Go ahead, Elliot.
Man, he electrified the crowd last night. Now, I have written him off because I felt like the NFL really had a caught up and they had his game plan under wraps. But he came out last night. He got himself together the second half. The first half, he didn't show up. Came the second half, and he exploded, man. He accounted for 85-90% of the offense. And yes, he's in contention for MVP, probably first, second. Season end of the day, he might get it.
Tone.
I'm going to have to disagree with both of you. I don't think he played himself into contention. I think he won the award. And it didn't just start yesterday. It started last week against Denver. Against Denver, he threw for 300-plus yards from the pocket. Denver did not rush anybody. They kept everybody in the back, in the pocket to make sure that he couldn't run. And he beat him with his arm. This week, this man threw for 442 yards. He was 86% passes. He has the longest yards per attempt of anyone in the league. He averages 16 yards per completion. The ball traveling downfield. So he's not dinking and dunking, throwing these screens like some of these other quarterbacks are getting credit for. He is throwing downfield. He is showing that he is an accurate passer. And if by chance you just think you can go man-to-man so you can beat him and you turn your back on him, he already showed that he's a joystick. He's a video game. He can run all over you like it's nothing. this man yesterday, and to me, I think the only thing, you know how they say the only person in the league that could stop Michael Jordan was Dean Smith. I feel like the only thing that is stopping Lamar Jackson from being compared to and putting up the numbers of Patrick Mahomes is that coaching game. And Howard, to kind of help you with the correction, they have 16 players on IR right now. 9 of them are offensive players. They have lost 4 running backs. Their top 4. They picked up 4 people off the street that weren't even on a team, and they're still doing it. They lost their starting left tackle, Stanley, who I don't know why they kept him over Brown, because Stanley's hurt literally every year. But they're doing it with less talent around them than everybody else. And their number 1 receiver still hasn't played yet, or the person they expected to be their number 1 receiver that they drafted this year. So this man, hands down, when you say valuable, I think that the Ravens are a below 500 team. Without him, I think they're in Super Bowl contention with it.
Yeah, I think, man, that game he had last night was one for the ages. And I think he put to bed that whole thing about he can't throw. I think that's over with now.
Exactly.
I don't think
We know he
nobody
ain't a
else.
receiver.
Yeah, I don't think nobody else need to say, yeah, that's it. I don't think nobody else need to say he can't throw, because he had a passing rating of 140. Was what his passing rating was. That
140
was
out of 144.
out of 144. Yeah, you know what, man? That thing, man, you can't beat that, man. So I think the guy did phenomenal last night. I think he did a long ways to really submit who he is. And look, Patrick Mahomes about to watch out as far as being the best quarterback in the league, as far as the up and coming can possibly be. You know, I think this boy gonna give him a run for his money. I really do. I believe that. All jokes. All right, look, we got another section. I appreciate the Monday night. We're gonna come back and we got a couple questions about Lamar. We're gonna talk about here in a minute, but we wanted to bring on a new segment of our fan segment where we bring a fan in that want to come in just to talk about their team. And so this week we have with us Bishop Charles Matthews, and so he's gonna come in. What's up, my man?
What is going on, family?
What's going on?
Hey, man, glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
No problem. All right, man. So let's get right in it. Them Dallas Cowboys. What I want to talk about, they won again on, I think it was this Sunday night they played. And they won again. Sunday afternoon. Didn't they play the Giants?
They did.
Yeah.
Well, they played the Giants B team.
Right, because they had everybody hurt almost on that team. So that brings me to my first question, Tony. That win, does that show how good Dallas was or how bad and injured the Giants were? We'll let our guests go first. Go ahead, Matthews.
Well, as I said before, I want to go ahead and just throw this out there. The whole time I'm up here with you guys, my mantra is this. This is a different Cowboy team. This is not the same Cowboys from last year. In fact, in this past game, the same with it was the same issue last year when, remember, Dak broke his ankle up in that same game, but he came back this year and showed some domination in his performance when he played them guys. To me, this is in Dallas. Will say, well, they're gonna be doing good, and then later on down the line they'll flop. Y'all gonna see these guys go all the way. This is not this fan talk. This is what I just know. I just know. I can't explain it, but there's something different this season about these guys.
That sounds like faith to me when you can't explain it and you don't know. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know about y'all, but to me,
I was bracing for the inevitable. I knew sometime during the season someone's going to get jacked up, but this season it's a little different.
I'm gonna let you wait on yours, Howard. Go ahead, Elliot.
Hey, the Cowboys right now are playing. They're playing above what I expected. I thought they would have some type of just a little lag since coming off the injury for Prescott, but they're clicking on all cylinders right now. and their defense is outstanding at this point in the season. How long it's gonna last, we don't know.
My question is, was this win show how good Dallas was or how bad the Giants was because of their injury situation?
Dallas is clicking right now.
Ooh.
Even if they had the starters, it still was gonna be the same result. Dallas is on all cylinders right now.
Come on, Tone.
All right, so I'm actually going to say that it actually answers both questions as yes. The Giants are bad because of their injuries. It was very bad, but the reality is you have to play the teams that are in front of you, and you have to play well with the teams that are in front of you. How many teams have gone up against Jacksonville and played them to the last minute and almost lost? How many teams, the Detroit, even we talked about the Ravens last week, if not for a 66-yard field goal, the Detroit Lions, who have no wins, would have beaten them. So you have to play you have to play your game regardless of who you're playing. So it does show that, and I think the biggest thing that's in Dallas's favor is the fact that this year there were no expectations. Everybody was picking the Washington football team. People were even saying the Giants might be number 2. People were even saying, if Jalen Hurts can get himself together, watch out for those Eagles. We just know the Cowboys going to do Cowboys things. So there were no expectations, which means they're able to just go out and play. And I still contend that if they can keep every game from being close, and so the head coach don't have to get involved in the game, they have a great chance of winning. But the minute it comes to a time situation where the coach got to make a mistake, that's when the Cowboys are going to do Cowboys things.
Howard.
Look, man, and Tony, you just answered the question too. For me, almost as far as is the Giants that bad? The Giants ain't good anyway. Period. So, like he said, we got to play what's in front of us. They had an opportunity. They stayed in the game. The Giants stayed in the game in the first half. They stayed in the game, and then Dallas finally figured things out, I guess you want to say, and did what they had to do. Last 3 weeks, 40 or more points a game. I don't care who it is. It's tough to score 40 or more points a game in 3 straight games in the NFL. Then again, sometimes it might not be. But anyway, it's tough. But they are not the same team. They are a better team than they have been. And yes, that's the Cowboys that's going to go, that's taking themselves somewhere this year, man. And I like that, Tony, that you said. I'm so glad that you said that they didn't expect us to do anything this year. They expected the Washington football team to be the team to win the East. Well, we know where they at right now. But still,
still might win.
We are the top tier in that division, and we are top tier in the NFL right now, and clicking on all cylinders. And I ain't even said nothing about my defensive back yet. But go ahead, I'm good with it.
Charles, you got anything you want to say on that before we go to this next Dallas question?
Yeah, real quick, man. I really like what Tony said about the whole coach thing, because they have to admit, man, when it comes to leadership on and off the field, Dak have proved himself to be a good leader. So if they let that man lead the ship like he's supposed to, we going somewhere. But other than that, I think we got a chance to go all the way. This is a different team. Our defense is lacking. Our running game is on point. We hitting all our weapons like we're supposed to. I think we have a good chance to move forward.
And we missing one of our top receivers as well, and a few of our defensive players as well. So, and they're doing it with what we got. It's good that you get the next man. Tony, you know how we used to do, man. If we ain't no pros, but if we got somebody that's sitting on the bench and you get one of the better guys and you go in for him because he got hurt or whatever, it's time for you to do your thing. Show what you can do. These guys are just playing football, man, and I think they're enjoying what they're doing. They're having fun doing it now and not having to worry about anything on their backs.
I think one of the main things is Zeke. The running game is coming together too. That's making them dangerous.
So they're splitting Zeke's carries. So
right.
Zeke is not tiring out.
Exactly.
And the number one thing that Zeke is doing is he is not fumbling the ball.
Right.
When whatever they did to correct those fumbles, it is what's working for them. And it also helps that their offensive line, for the most part, is healthy. You
Well,
know what
I
I
got
mean?
some. Well, we all talking good about Dallas all around the world. Everybody's talking about Dallas every time I go in stores. I mean, it's just Dallas, Dallas, Dallas. But my question is, does this season feel different from any other seasons of the Dallas? And what I mean by that is, I still think they're gonna get to the NFC Championship game or the playoff game, and somebody's gonna shoestring gonna be untied, and Zeke gonna fumble. I think something gonna happen.
No.
I could be wishing anyway by my part, but we'll let you start with that, Elliot. Do you think does this season feel different than other seasons that the Dallas Cowboys have had?
It does feel different. Right now, I just think the Cowboys are playing with a lot of confidence. Everybody know their role, and I hear what you're saying. And I'm not a Cowboy fan. I'm definitely a skin or the team in Washington, as y'all like to call them. But man, it's different, and I don't see that happening this year. I'm not saying they're going to the Super Bowl, but I think they got a fighting chance.
Go ahead, Matthews.
Well, the season's the same, but the team isn't. The season it is what it is. But these guys, they've been through a lot, man, from Romo up to now. Folks have always expected them to come. They have the Stephen A. syndrome. They talk trash about them, then get down to the playoffs and they drop the ball. But like I said, this is a different team. I see that confidence is a little different than before. He don't care about the game sales. And one thing I like about Dak that y'all probably maybe you see it, maybe you don't. The brother has the gift of forget it. He'll get sacked, get back up like nothing never happened. He'll get over a bad play, and he'll keep himself going forward. And that kind of attitude, and my brother said that Super Bowl. I think we heading there. I think we on the way to.
Okay, all right. Tone, do you think the Cowboys can win 14 games this year?
Yeah, I can see him winning 14 games and just losing 3. But I look at it different. I don't look at it as Super Bowl or bust. It's hard to win a Super Bowl, man. It's a lot of good teams out there. And so to me, it's just about you playing well. And if you play well, sometimes you're going to play well and you're going to lose. You know, it just happens that way. Right. I just see, and this is just me, with that head coach, I think he's the what's the opposite of a rabbit's foot? Because I just think
he's a black cat.
He a black cat. He is running across the field, and I'm telling you, I have no faith in Mike McCarthy as a head coach.
And what's crazy is in the playoffs they're going to be a tight game. Yeah, it's going to be a tight game. Go ahead.
It may not, Bishop. You just never know.
May or may not. They ain't blowing everybody out to the Super Bowl.
Hey, you just never know, man. You have no clue.
There's a lot of faith on here. I tell you that.
No, it's not. It's not. I'm not talking about Dallas blowing nobody out. They're going to have close games in the regular season, so that ain't going to be no issue. It's you remember Dallas is used to getting close, getting to the edge, and then not finishing. That's what the Dallas Cowboys of everybody have seen for the last 15, 16, 17, 20 years. Seems like. It's been a long time, man. It's been a long time. But the difference in this team this year is what I like about them is they're taking one game at a time. They're taking one opponent at a time. Right. And what's going to be the key, what I think is really going to be the key is if they can hold up and don't have no major injuries. That's going to be the key.
Yeah. Matthew.
That's everybody, though.
Yeah, that's in the world. That's on my son's high school team. Go ahead, Matthew.
No, I agree with everybody, man, and especially when you say you're playing one game at a time, and you play good football, and then like I say, any given Sunday, whatever things just happen, and I get that.
You think they can win 14 games?
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, because the next 7 teams they playing are absolutely garbage.
Gross.
Yeah, they the next 7 teams y'all play. I think y'all got the Saints one time. It's really
they're not garbage.
Well, I mean, no. My point is, I'm naming the good teams out of the teams y'all got to play. Yeah. That wasn't the garbage team. That was one of the better teams y'all got to play.
We got to play New England. We got to play New England. That ain't gonna be no sleep game.
Come on, New England.
New England without Tom Brady.
In New England.
And they just cut Stephon Gilmore. Their defense ain't the same, man.
They did send him away, didn't they? Crazy.
Yes.
I mean, you just don't never know with New England, though, man.
Look, this the schedule y'all got coming up. Y'all got the Patriots. Hey, Tone, tell me if it's a W or an L. They got the Patriots.
W.
They got the Vikings.
W.
They got the Broncos.
W.
They got the Falcons.
W.
They got the Chiefs.
L.
They got the Raiders.
W.
They got the Saints.
W.
They got Washington.
W.
They got the Giants.
W.
They got Washington again.
Dub.
They got the Eagles.
Big dub.
And then they got the Cardinals.
L.
And by that time, they might win because they might be resting. The Cardinals. Did you hear that, Elliot? Did you just hear that schedule? Did y'all just hear them names?
Wait, did you say Mississippi State in there? Is that what?
Yeah. State, yeah. The vote. Elliot, did you hear that schedule they got?
Or North Dakota State? Which one?
That means, listen, this is how it's going to be. They're going to go into the playoffs. They might be 16-1 or 15-2. They might be. I mean, what?
If they 15,
15
that's
and
gonna
2.
be tough.
Why is that? What did I just name where y'all gonna lose? Y'all got the Chiefs and what? Maybe the Saints
and the Cardinals.
And the Cardinals. Don't forget the Saints, the Chiefs, and the Cardinals.
You keep saying
the Cardinals
that, man.
resting, you might get that.
And the Cardinals, the last thing they might get that.
It is when division games are played, man. Y'all know how it is.
No, I can say that, but you talking about Washington and New York.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Howard.
Oh, I'm sorry, Elliot. I didn't say that out loud.
Howard, I'm a Broncos fan. Yes, I know how divisions game been going when the team is dominant. The Chiefs been winning all of them until this year. So, yeah, right. If you that team, you beat the division team that you're supposed to.
Yeah, especially if you dominant like they are. They're dominant.
Especially when all the rest of the teams are as kind of trash as they are.
All right, well, man, look, that's enough. This is the most Dallas we've talked since we've been doing the show because we had a guest on. Yeah, we won't be doing that no more, man. Matthews, man, we appreciate you being on, man. You did real good talking about Dallas. Hopefully, we won't talk about y'all next week, but y'all playing more high school next week. Oh, look, Elliot. So they're gonna be able to win next week. Look, man, let's talk about. We got to talk about this John Gruden thing. Matthews, thank you, man. We appreciate you, buddy. We'll see you in a bit.
All right.
All right, breaking news. The Las Vegas Raiders and head coach John Gruden are parting ways. John Gruden is resigning effective immediately per NFL media. Gruden already under investigation for emails sent that contain language that was inappropriate, clearly problematic, pick your word there, is now facing new and additional questions after further emails surface. Owner Mark Davis and Gruden met. Gruden has resigned. He will no longer be the coach based upon the content of what is in those emails.
All right, man, we got to talk about it, man. What's going to happen with Gruden's legacy or anything y'all want to say about this Gruden situation? Anybody, just jump in.
Let me say something. If you ask me, he never really had a legacy because the team that he took to the Super Bowl and won what was Tony Dungy's team to me. But the other thing is, how stupid can you be, man, to really send emails? You know, anybody can really get to them things, man. And if they don't, it's got to be somebody that didn't like him, man. But why do people do those things? Anybody could go get it. He done messed himself up. He done messed his whole, I ain't saying his life, because he still got paid some money. but he done messed it. He done tarnished his coaching status, man. And it's so bad in this world, because you can't say nothing about the homosexuals because you gonna act like you gonna get in trouble. You can't say it's hard for you to even say a few words. But he had everything, and they got a whole lot more, bitch. They ain't even saying nothing about yet. So he's it's sad, man, but it is what it is.
You up? What you think?
Here's how I see it. We do not live in a perfect world. We are all human. We all make mistakes.
We waiting on the butt. Go ahead.
But because he made some mistakes, do we take away what this man has accomplished? He did his body of work. He sent some
What was his
emails
body
that
of
were
work?
inappropriate.
What was his body of work?
I mean, you talk to the Raider Nation. That's their mascot. That's their symbol right there. Talk to the Raider Nation. We may not like him. We may not agree with his body of work, but that's why they brought him back for $100 million. They brought him back for $100 million, so he done something that somebody like over there on the West Coast. But what I'm saying is, he sent some inappropriate emails. It won't right, and I agree. There should be some type of punishment for what he did. But do we take away what he didn't already accomplish with that team, with those fans, with those players? Those were emails stupidly sent, but it wasn't like he went and broadcasted on TV doing an interview or even expressed it in the locker room with the team.
He said that in his house.
He sent emails that he shouldn't have sent because ain't nothing private when it comes to the internet. But yeah, that was wrong. Should we punish him? No.
Ooh, he shouldn't be punished at all?
Oh.
What?
For sending emails?
Okay, I mean, look, we all, say what you say. Say it, say it with your chest. Come on, say it with your chest. Come on, say it. You said, should he be punished or shouldn't he be punished? Say it.
And everything.
Say it again.
Pictures of cheerleaders and everything in these emails, but he
said what? I didn't know about that. What did he say?
Yeah. He didn't send pictures of
Okay, hold on, wait. Time out. I just want to know if you said it with your chest or not. So are you saying that you feel like he shouldn't be punished for that, or are you saying you shouldn't take his legacy away for that? Or both?
Man, both. But now if he sent it on company servers, if he sent it from work, we talking about a whole different situation. But if we talking about private emails he didn't send from his Gmail or his Yahoo, come on.
All right, go ahead, Tom. You bit that. You coming at the bit.
I'm sorry. So first of all, I would like to say that I agree with part of what Elliot started by saying with people being imperfect and some things that you say in private. Something I said part of what he said, Howard. I ain't say he shouldn't be punished. Let me finish. I'm
talking about the imperfect part. What you just said. I said, of course.
Right, but when people, the one thing about it that I have a problem with, and I'll use the media, is that what was leaked was excerpts. So we don't really have a full context of what the email said.
But they do.
Just took the bad parts about it. Now, if we're going to do that, all of us at times have been with our boys and have said some things that would get us canceled for saying them. So from that perspective, I think it's a slippery slope to judge a person's character based on an excerpt from something where we don't have full context. Having said that, if the players feel as though he is racist, it doesn't matter whether he's racist or not. The players feel like he's racist. If the fans feel like he's misogynist and homophobic. It doesn't matter whether he is, because it affects the bottom line.
And it's the NFL's bottom line.
The owner has the right to say, hey, you're going to hurt my bottom line. I need to let you go, bro. John Gruden knew that he was in trouble, so he resigned. You know how they always do. You resign so you don't get fired, that kind of thing. We done negotiated how much of that $60 million I was going to get.
You said what now,
but
Elliot?
Having said all that, the only problem I have with it is that they're not releasing the emails in totality, and they're giving you excerpts, so you don't know. What he said about DeMaurice Smith, said his lips are big as Michelin tires. I don't know that that's racial. The man got big lips, and people joke. He could have heard someone else say that.
Yeah, but that one wouldn't get him. That statement wasn't going to get him fired.
You know, the women officials and stuff like that, you can't do that.
His opinion.
You just can't do that.
But that's his opinion.
And the only thing I'll say about the Michael Sam thing is even when Michael Sam was going through the draft, I was doing the study. I was hearing what everybody said. I didn't feel like Michael Sam should have been drafted either. And so my point is, just because you said what made it a problem is that he used the homophobic words like queer and stuff like that. So if this is how he feel and what he say in private, when it comes out, you got to take the consequences. Listen, everything you do has a consequence. And if you're bold enough to say it, whether it's in private or in public, if it come out, perception is reality. If they think he's all those things, and as far as Howard said about his legacy, I agree. I don't think he really had a legacy anyway. And if it wasn't for the fact that the Raiders owner was infatuated with him and chasing him for 7 years, he still wouldn't have a coaching job. So
Elliot,
this ain't hurt his coaching legacy. He wouldn't have had one anyway.
Elliot, Tone, can you hear us? Tone, can you hear us? You can't hear us? Can you hear us?
Y'all can't hear me.
No, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can't hear y'all though.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, figure that out.
Okay, but y'all go ahead. I'll fix that.
All right. Go ahead, Elliot.
No, what I'm saying is that was my whole point. He didn't get fired. He resigned on his own.
No, it won't on his own.
He had no choice.
No, the Raiders like them. The Raiders like them, so they allow him to resign. But he would have got fired.
Because how he felt personally, he was going to get fired.
Hey, what I'm saying is we all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. I get all of that, man. And I'm not judging. I'm not even judging him. I'm just saying, how stupid can you be? Because people can get to stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. And if you feel the way you feel the way you feel. I can't stop the way you feel. But you can't. And then he was talking to one of your boys who used to be in the skin organization. That was the worst part of it all.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? But bruh, you're a coach. You're a coach. So you know you have a different standard than a whole lot of people.
Not a role model.
Huh?
Nobody said he was a role model. He's a coach.
Well, in a sense, that's what you were just saying. The fans like him.
He's not a role model.
But I'm saying what you were saying. Why he back in Oakland? The fans, the cheerleaders. He must love the cheerleaders.
Let me ask y'all a question. Oh man. Let me ask y'all a question. Hey, Matthews, you sitting on there because we can't get Tony. Tony, it says you muted yourself. So look, let me do this. All right, get in.
I just wanted to make sure we were good.
Yeah, you good. We hear you. All right, let me do this. Let me say this. Two things. The NFL, Tony's argument was he offended so many people in the NFL's bottom line, correct? Can we all, we say that. And it's a business at the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day. Now, this is my question. Is Snoop Dogg doing the halftime show this year at the Super Bowl?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Didn't he have some lyrics on a song he used to say that say F word, the police. Is that him?
Yep.
Now let me ask you a question.
NWA.
No, that was he had one too. I looked it up before I came on here. That's why I just.
He did.
All right. And Eminem on there too on the halftime show. Am I right?
Yep.
Wasn't that Snoop Dogg that said Gayle King was a funky dog head? Did he say that? I'm just asking. I'm just saying. Did he say that? Did he say that?
But here's the difference.
What's the difference?
Among some other things he said.
No, here's the difference though. We are in now. What people don't understand is where we are right now. You can't do anything. So
I'm saying, but Gruden didn't do that yesterday.
No,
This is something. I'm saying. So you don't think we can't go back and find some stuff where Snoop and Eminem said some stuff that was anti or against the transgender?
Cool.
You don't think we can go back and find that and find some information where he done said something?
But they're not in powerful positions where people try to.
But he should. Yeah, but we don't have some other people we can get for the halftime show that we don't have nothing in their record. That's just as big. Only thing I'm saying, listen, I agree. I'm saying to myself, only thing I'm saying is, y'all don't think that's a double standard?
Oh, it absolutely is.
To have him doing the halftime show, the NFL, now that's the NFL. That ain't even a team. That's the NFL saying, we're going to put you on the show and we can go back.
You want to know why? Because the bottom line, them people going to keep them eyes on during the halftime show because people want to see them.
Okay, so really then, it's about
the bottom line.
It's about the
bottom line.
Gotcha. All right, that was just my question. I just didn't know if the NFL. It seems like to me that the Raiders were gonna fire him from that first email, but the league wanted him gone. Didn't want him coaching on Sunday.
No. Let me make this part clear. I don't feel like if it was just racial with DeMaurice Smith, he would have been fired.
I don't think he would have been fired. I think the
NFL.
NFL.
The minute he start attacking other groups that are on this cancel culture list, then you got to understand right now, these groups are being marginalized. These groups are, you know what I'm saying? So they have a chip on their shoulder for a reason, but understand now these groups are a lot more powerful. And so the bottom line is you don't want to offend groups that have the power, because the reality is, I hate to say it about our people, but we not big and strong enough or unite enough to cancel somebody for offending us.
No, because we'll be real forgiving too at the end of the day. But my point, what I'm trying to say is, I'm pretty sure you can find some stuff if you go and look in their record and put. And we never know; it might come up next week. Somebody might go and get something. I don't think so either, but I'm just saying you can go find some stuff that they done said and done, and the NFL knew that. I'm pretty sure they vetted them, and they performing the halftime show. I mean,
that's a lock.
Go ahead, Howard.
That halftime show is a lock. You can try to find anything you want. They don't care about all that. They care about the watch.
If they offend the moms or something like that, like if somebody say something that offend the moms and those people unite, it ain't a lot. Oh, trust and believe.
Especially if it's something fresh.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
If he say something tomorrow, then he won't be on the Super Bowl.
Well, I know that.
Because they almost got Snoop for what he did to Gayle. Now they was close to getting them for that.
They did.
yeah, they was close now, but never mind. You smoke as much as Snoop smoke, you don't really care. All right, so look, let's do this. That's funny to me. Listen, we got some segments that we got coming up, man. We're gonna get into this first one. Howard, he gonna show us his Howard's Heroes, where he's gonna talk about the 3 things he saw over the last week and this weekend that he thought was worthy of bringing attention to. So let's get into that right after this. All right, Howard, there we go.
Woo and woo and woo and woo. Did y'all see that game Saturday? Did anybody really see it? I did. Did y'all think that they were gonna blow them out? Did y'all really see that? No, y'all couldn't have. Y'all couldn't have. Man, Alabama, I like them, but oh well. Life gets better. Texas A&M, more power to you, fellas. And they're a good team too. But Alabama, you're not number one anymore. Y'all just next time, y'all come. Look at this here, y'all. We were talking about this last week. This was supposed to be one. Somebody said he would get knocked down in the third round. Somebody might have said the second round. Somebody might have said the first round. But Wilder did his thing. He got knocked out, but he did his thing, man. You can't take away from Wilder. He got knocked out by that big dude, man. That dude was about 500 pounds when he came in the ring. He should have knocked him out. It's hard to knock a 500-pound man out and you only win 250, half of what he done. But anyway, great fight, Wilder. So sorry it didn't end that way, but I'm so sorry it didn't end the way I wanted it to end, man. God.
All right, well, we talked about Howard Z. Rose. He talked about his 3 special things this week. Look, let's talk about it. First of all, I don't really care about that Chargers over that Browns thing. I mean,
man, that was a shootout.
You know why I care?
Why you care?
Because it proves what I've been saying, that Baker Mayfield is not that dude.
Baker Mayfield is not that dude. Oh, Howard, you said Baker Mayfield was that dude. The one that you that said that?
I say he'll good. I think he's a good quarterback, man. I think he's a good.
I think he was a little stronger. It was a little stronger than that one.
He didn't cause them to lose that game. How you do
the coach had no confidence in their quarterback who trying to get a max type contract to go for it on 3rd and 5 on a couple of different occasions.
No confidence.
On a 3rd and 9, he turns around and hands the ball to Nick Chubb. Why? Because he has no confidence in Baker Mayfield.
None.
And then on the play that they did have it,
what
Baker Mayfield, he has Odell Beckham wide open, standing over there doing jumping jacks like, hey, nobody's over here. But he had locked on the tight end on the other side, and he threw an air pass, and it was incomplete. The dude knows that Baker Mayfield is not that dude. The reason why they had all those points had very little to do with Baker Mayfield, and it had everything to do with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. So the reason why I care about this is because Baker Mayfield is not that dude.
We come back to you, Howard. Hold on. Elliot, go ahead. Because before you go, Elliot, Baker Mayfield not that dude. Go ahead, Elliot.
We're talking about possibly Cleveland winning the Super Bowl. Come on.
Who talking about
Baker Mayfield is that.
You talking about it.
That's a possibility.
No, you know what? It's also a possibility. It might snow now.
Yeah, that's possible.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead. He just took all my wind out my sails, man. Let me
Hey,
go
this
ahead
is being recorded. We'll play it back.
Yeah, we'll still record it. But listen, you know what though? On that Baker, let me tell you why he's not. Tony, how many kids you got, Tony?
I got 4.
You got 4. Now listen. Yeah. Now when you coming up and you got to leave the house, right? Mm-hmm. You know you got one of your children. You know you can trust them. You can say, look, I can leave the house with you. Me, we going out to dinner. I'm gonna leave the house with you. You in charge because I can trust you with the keys to the house, and I can trust you to watch over everything. That's not Baker Mayfield.
That's not Baker.
Right.
Justin Herbert, they trust him. Josh Allen, they trust him. 3rd and 5, they don't trust Baker Mayfield to watch the kids at the house. They don't watch Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is not the one that you leave the keys to and feed everybody. Baker Mayfield is the one, he's the second kid, where if something go wrong, you can call mom and say that dad, he didn't do it. Baker Mayfield's not the one. They trust Lamar Jackson. They trust Justin Hunt. But if you can't get your quarterback the ball on 3rd and 5, something wrong. Look, we're gonna talk about Fury if we get a chance. We might not get a chance, so let's talk about it now. The Fury Wilder fight. I don't know if y'all seen it. First of all, do y'all want to see a 4th one?
No,
I do.
Wilder was scared to come out, and when he got in the ring, he looked like he had fear in his eyes. When Tyson Fury was looking at him, calling him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He called it, and he said it, and they made a mistake and turned the mic on while he was saying it to him.
Yeah, they said it.
He called him that, and when that fight started, don't get me wrong, Wilder is a very good puncher. He can't box.
I know.
When he tried to do his boxing things, he wore himself out, and he just the fight will go the same. They can fight 10 times.
20.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Elliot, what you got to say? Elliot, what you got to say about the fight?
Yeah, I want to see another.
You want
to
see a fourth? Why everybody think that was a good fight? Why everybody think that was a good fight?
It was a good fight, man. If you take,
it was not a good fight. Wilder got punished. That wasn't a good fight to me.
Wilder landed some punches too, though.
After the fourth round, Wilder was looking all tired and lopsided, and
man, he put Fury down. He put Fury down twice. But I will say this: his cornermen, all of them need to be fired. That dude could have died in the ring. He was standing up and was like just a punching bag, standing up and wobbling, and the ref didn't stop it. His corner didn't stop it. That fight should not have gone them last 3 rounds.
It was horrible, man. It was horrible. After the fourth round, man, he was 10 off on that dude. First of all, you shouldn't. Didn't I tell y'all the last time you shouldn't fight a dude that'll lick blood off your shoulder? I told you that. Something is wrong with Fury, man. You can't, man. That dude. And then again, he was crazy again in this fight. Look, let's go before we get out of time, man. We got another segment that we're gonna roll out. It's Elliot's surprises. He's gonna tell us about the 3 biggest surprises that happened in sports this weekend. Let's get into that. How you like that, Ed? Go ahead, Elliot.
Hey, that's all right. Hey, nobody was sitting this summer on their couch and saying Arizona Cardinals will be 5-0. Watch out for the Cardinals. The fans already banned the Super Bowl tickets, baby. Hey, everybody talking about the Cowboys offense. They talking about Elliott, Prescott. What about Trayvon Diggs? Carrying the defense, making them look like Super Bowl contenders. They in the house. Hey, and finally, Josh Allen beats the Chiefs. It wasn't for the AFC Championship, but hey, this is the road to it. Kansas City might have just become a bad team.
Oh! All right. Anything y'all want to discuss about that Arizona being 5-0? Biggest surprise of the season this week. Trayvon Diggs and the Cowboys defense, and the Bills' big win over the Chiefs. Hey, that Chiefs though. Is this just
y'all gotta watch the games and not the box scores?
Okay.
Watch the games.
I watched that game.
What? Huh?
I watched the Bills and the Chiefs game.
So if you watch the game, you look at the bad man, the 2 interceptions that he threw. You know what one of them was? Tyreek Hill, who was widely known as one of the best weapons in the league.
It was raining too.
It was raining. And so it went through his hands. Michael Hyde got it, and he went and scored a touchdown. And then you look at that other – first of all, the Rousseau play was just a great play. That dude, first of all, he's a power forward playing defensive end. He's 6'6". He stuck his big hand out there, knocked the ball in the air, and was able to catch it. Those were the 2 turnovers. To be honest, the Bills should have blown them out with all of those turnovers, because not only that, Patrick Mahomes had a fumble on the snap where they were able to go down and score. They didn't turn around and blow them out. Those are mistakes that can be rectified. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm giving the Bills their props, but it's too early to be pouring dirt on the Chiefs. I'm sorry. It's just way too early for that.
All right. We could go for that. All right. Well, look. I want to talk about this real quick, man. Westbrook had his debut. We're going to go over to NBA for the Lakers in these preseason games, man. Let me ask y'all a question. Y'all think this Westbrook thing going to work out, or you think it's just preseason and it's going to be all right once they get in their season and get going? Elliot.
It's just preseason, man. It's exactly what it is. It's a prelude to the real thing. We just practicing right now. It's gonna all come together when it needs to.
You're not an LA fan, though, are you?
Definitely.
Yes.
Howard. Okay, go.
It's all good, man. It's preseason.
Preseason, so they good? Tone.
It's preseason.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Westbrook. As a matter of fact, Westbrook is exactly what they need. He's that person that go in and play against the Raptors and the teams that's on the bottom to give LeBron a rest. He's not gonna be able to turn the ball over because LeBron ain't gonna give him the ball. LeBron, this is still LeBron's team, so this is fine. The Lakers are gonna win those games, so they'll be able to rest LeBron because Westbrook is good for a triple-double and a bunch of wins in a bunch of games where most other people take off. The one thing we know about him is he don't never take a playoff.
He's not taking off. All right, we got our last new segment that we introduced, man, that is called Tony's Top 5, where he's going to give us the top 5 teams, what he feels in the NFL. Let's get to it.
All right.
Your top 5.
So what we talking about is the top 5 teams this week, and I just want to start with number 5. And I know you're saying, "Wait a minute, Arizona Cardinals—they're the only 5-0 team. They're the best team in the league." Let's back up for a minute. We're talking about this week, and this week's win just really wasn't that impressive. They were playing against a rookie quarterback making his first start, who also got hurt in the game, and the 49ers offense actually outperformed the Cardinals defense. Now, Kyler Murray was hurt, and so I'll give it that. But this week, the win wasn't that impressive. That's why they're my number 5. But they're still my top 5 because they're still a really good team. Number 4. Originally, I didn't have them on the list, but after that game, one word, Lamar Jackson. He's a bad man. He's the first quarterback in history of the NFL to have 1,500 yards and 1,500 passing yards and 300 rushing yards over a 5-game span. Yes, the first time in history. At this rate, this man is going to throw for over 6,000 yards and rush for over 1,200. I don't care what kind of defense you have. If a man do that, y'all win this game. On to number 3. Much to the chagrin of our 2 co-hosts, and our super fan today, the Cowboys, they're number 3. So people make excuses about the Giants being injured, but the fact is that the Cowboys did what they were supposed to do. They beat up on the bad team. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm really impressed with the 2-headed running game, and the receivers, but I'm most impressed with that bad dude. Trayvon Diggs is that dude. He has an interception in every game, and his 6 leads the league. I'm telling you, he's about to shut down. He's about to become the next Deion Sanders, with one exception. He'll come up and hit you too. All right, on to number 2. The LA Chargers. Listen, the Chargers defense had a bad game. What we found out is that their run defense is not that good, but we also know that they're slightly injured. But what Herbert is showing me is that regardless of when the chips are down, this dude can come back. I was a little skeptical when they drafted him over Tua because me personally, I thought Tua was going to be a better quarterback. Boy, was I wrong. I have no problems with admitting it. This Chargers team, they have a coach that knows all facets of the game. He's one of the few coaches that has been an offensive coordinator, a special teams coordinator, and a defensive coordinator. This team is dangerous. They're the next team to beat. And my number 1 team this week, we're going with the Buffalo Bills. You can say what you want about the rain. You can say what you want about the miscues. They went into Arrowhead Stadium, and he went face-to-face, and they exercised the demons of losing to the Chiefs. Just like we said, Lamar last week got over the hump of beating the Chiefs. Josh Allen did the same thing this week. But I'm most impressed with Buffalo's defense. Okay, this defense goes 8 deep. They long, they fast. They have one of the best corners in Tre'Davious White. They got a Pro Bowl safety in Micah Hyde. The kickers only missed 1 kicker this year. They're the most complete team. So the Bills are my number 1 this week.
Any arguments, guys, from this top 5?
I don't like that he put Dallas at 3 and San Diego, the Rams, or whatever they call. Who are they? The Chargers at number 2.
What would you rather have, Dallas at 4?
I mean, it's a good spot. I think they're good at 3. I don't think the Chargers should be at 2. It's a good spot for Dallas. I think that, me personally, Arizona
Where's
Cardinals are
Tampa
being.
Bay?
Tampa Bay got pushed out because of the Ravens. He had Tampa Bay at 5, but after that Monday night game,
all right.
he pushed them out.
I'll take that.
All right.
I got honorable mention for Tampa Bay and the Rams.
Honorable mention for both of them. Look, guys, man, we at the end. That thing went by fast. We had a phenomenal show, man. We had a lot to talk about. We introduced a couple new segments. We're going to bring in, man, our super fan guest today, which is Charles Matthews on today, man. We thank you, man. We thank you for being a part. We was talking about Dallas here. Listen, we're going to let him have the last word. We're going to give you 3 or 4 minutes just to encourage our viewers. Go ahead. It's on you, Bishop.
Yes, sir. First of all, guys, it was a fun being up here tonight with you all. I heard so much. And, of course, I've been picking back off Tony the whole time because he got all the stats, praise the Lord. Anyway, it's been good. You know, I've been thinking about what to say. And although we will be talking about sports, all of us up here love God, and this is a kingdom twist to it. And so I would say that to the viewers who are watching, that if we look at life, it's also, we want to call it like the game of life. And the only way to win at the game of life is that you have your head coach in charge. His name is Jesus Christ. He's the head coach. He will lead you to every Super Bowl in life. He'll get you over every hump. And so right now, I just want to say, as we pull out, those who are watching, we want to encourage your heart. Life has been hard, been rough, pandemic and everything else, man. But listen, if you want a real coach in your life, his name is Jesus Christ. Make sure you choose him as you go on through your life. Thank y'all guys so much.
Man, thank you so much. Great last word. Elliot, thank you. Tone, thank you. Howard, thank you, man. We'll see you guys next Tuesday, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Lock it here, man, for Kingdom Sports Talk Unfiltered with the Kingdom Twist.